Manscaped. They get great respect. You know why they get great respect?
Why's that?
Because they're always perfect with the balls. You know that? They keep the ball smooth and flying the way they're supposed to fly, man. All right. And just like that quarterback you were speaking of, who is very surgical with that rocket of an arm, and he can make that thing go where it needs to go. He understands the importance of this Manscaped action as well, because they are the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And we know that below the waistline grooming is very, very, very important, Deke. No pun intended there. So with that being said, though, can we talk about that performance package, the 4.0?
I think so.
Can we got a little time?
This is how they gained respect, right?
This is actually
coming up with this type of innovation.
I mean, technology, right? Lawnmower 4.0 used to have a light, right? Remember, that was the thing. Like, oh, can the light turn on and off, though? They improved it. The 4.0, the light goes on and off. How can you beat that? But then you also got, that crop, because everybody got a crop, right? Especially us, man. We got to have a little crop action. You got crop reviver, crop refresher. Keep it smelling ooey gooey, nice and sweet for all occasions. And you can't forget that travel bag. But more importantly, what you cannot forget is the promo code, which is MOATS. MOATS. 20% off of your of your shipping, not even of your shipping. You get free shipping. 20% off of your purchase, though, which is more important because you got to make sure you purchase these items so you can get the free shipping. So make sure you do that. But use that promo code. And after that, man, your delicate twins and friends will be thanking you. Looks like we got Damon Brown has the first super chat popping off, man. So, start with him real quick. He says, why is 76 still starting at left tackle and not helping pass out water bottles? What up, Deke?
What's good, bro?
Is this like the indirect start to the game recap? I feel like it just kind of starts like that. I mean, sometimes you just got to go ahead and hop right into it. Yeah, that wasn't 76's finest hour. You're right. It happens.
He's not stringing together good games.
He's stringing together games, though. Yes, he is. He's stringing together games just of the reverse effect, right? Sometimes you put together like good performance on good performance. Then sometimes you're in a little bit of a rut, not so good or not so good.
I don't really have faith that the Steelers are going to make a move right now, though.
I do.
There's no indication. They've talked up Chuks all off season. And even seeing Dan Moore play pretty good at left tackle, they moved him to right tackle.
Dude, they were even flipping him. Like, you watching him like, all right, I see you, Dan. All right, okay. But
wait, he moved to left tackle? I didn't even know.
No. I was talking about him coming in and out, though. He was at right. No. Did he get? I thought he did get some at left.
He might have.
I thought he in the.
It was it the second half? It had to have been the second half. I didn't see that.
Because I remember seeing him flip, and I was like, oh shoot, all right, nice little move right here.
Because at right tackle, he left more to be desired too out there. Yeah, but. You think he's better at left tackle?
I do.
I think he's better at left tackle. It's just disappointing. It seems like we're all in on Chuks, and he really hasn't shown anything. At least Kendrick Green, with some of his struggles, you could still see the pathway. Like, yeah, he could be the starter this year.
Yeah.
I just don't see it with Chuks right now.
Yeah, Chuks struggled, man. But it was good to see them versus number one defense, right? I mean, now granted, the Panthers don't have an elite defense, but that was their starting unit out there. So for me, I wanted to see how those guys would match up and vice versa, right? We got a chance to see our second defensive unit essentially versus the Panthers starting unit. And yeah, we got a chance to evaluate that also, man. So yeah, to me, man, for Chuks, he I wish there was something else we could do to solidify that a little bit more in the early portion of the season. But I just don't think, barring somebody special getting released, right? And we get a chance to go out there kind of like we did with Joe Hayden. I just don't think we're going to go out there and do anything in these first couple of weeks to change that right now. And Chuks really has left a lot more to be desired when you're watching him play at left tackle versus, I mean, for the Panthers, let's see, was it Brian Burns? He's a good player. He's young, but he's not what you would consider like elite just yet in terms of, these are the top guys right here, man. When you see him, man, be scared, be fearful. Like, and to see him still struggle at times.
If he gave a players to watch report, he'd be in there.
He would. But my thing is this, though. When we talk about Brian, do we speak of him in the same vein as Joey Bosa?
No.
Do we speak of him in the same vein of Myles Garrett, TJ Watt? And that's my thing. That's why I'm like, because those are the guys, when you're the left tackle, we want you being able to handle those guys. Anybody else that might be on hey, look out for this guy, you should be able to handle a look out for this guy. But that's my issue right there. It's like, I don't see him winning enough of the matchups he should be winning, or at least making them close enough.
It's just disappointing with how it all played out because it looks like we're stuck. The out was competition between him and Dan Moore. But when they moved Dan Moore to right tackle, they're just basically saying competition over. here's Chuks. He's going to play these next 2 preseason games. Deal with it. It looks like we're going to.
It was very.
I'm not a fan of it.
Man. Very disappointing.
That's the one question. That's the one big question mark I have right now. Because, like, I think the line as a whole, the other 4 positions, like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Kendrick Green. I like Trey Turner. Dotson looks like a stud. Right tackle, from what we've seen of Zach Banner at least, looks pretty good. But he hasn't been really playing too much.
I mean, literally, the starting.
My main thing's the left tackle, though.
The starting 5 unit, though. We've only seen 2 series of them.
I get it.
Yeah,
I have at least reason for optimism for the other 4 positions. I don't have any for the left tackle right now.
In a sense, yeah, I guess. But part of me is like, Chuks' situation compared to like Banner and Turner is more so because Chuks has been more available as well. So it's like we've had a chance to see more of Chuks show what he can do or what he can't do. Whereas with Banner and Trey, and I mean a large part of this preseason, the lack of plays has kind of helped them as well, because we haven't had a chance to see any negative, right? When you talk about the 2 series from Banner, wasn't a lot to see. Wasn't a lot of negative to worry about. Whereas with Chuks, he's played a lot more, so we have a way larger sample size to know. Right, so for me, in terms of that optimism, I'm still 50-50 with that, just because I don't feel optimism in the sense of they played so well, we just weren't seeing them in the games, but they were playing a ton of training camp snaps, stuff like that. Like, I still never got that feeling. So yeah, I'm still a little nervous. Not a little nervous. I'm still very nervous about this O-line, man.
I think Ben and Najee will help, and having the full arsenal of weapons out there.
I hope so.
Because we could dictate things a little bit more in terms of play action, run, pass, keeping the defense on their toes when those guys are out there, which should help the line.
I hope so. I definitely hope so. But I'm not very optimistic about them right now. They're going to have to show very much, like some legit improvement versus Buffalo, man. And going forward. Like, because I just don't think, like, this is going to be enough to get it done on a consistent enough basis where, number one, the guys that we're talking about depending on, Ben, Najee, where they're still going to be protected enough to be able to do some of these special things, right? We talked about that game, not this one, the Lions one, where even when Ben is throwing these touchdown passes, Ben was still going to get hit on this play. We talked about the spectacular play when he's circling around, getting to Ebron. Like, that's a lot. And that was just in 3 series.
I think that's my point, though. Weren't those all on Chuks? Like, all
exactly. And Chuks is going to be out there.
Oh, definitely. That's why I'm most concerned about left tackle, whereas the other 4, I'm kind of optimistic about. Oh, man. I get your uncertainty because they have had that lack of preseason time, but at least I have some optimism for them. I have nothing for Chuks right now.
It's bad with this situation because, like, half of me is like, okay, I still like the fact that Chuks is going through these growing pains in the preseason, right? So at least if I'm Matt Canada, I don't have to lie to myself or hype myself up about if a guy can or can't do it. I know, okay, he struggles with this, so this is how we're going to protect him. With Banner, we don't necessarily know what he's going to be good or bad at right now, just because we haven't seen a lot of him. So with that, if you're Matt Canada, that's the part where it's even more of a question. It's just because you don't know what it is, right? With Chuks, you know, okay, in terms of the run blocking, all right, he's going to be able to do this. In terms of the pass blocking, I need to get him some help. You're going to need some chips, tight end, somebody over there. But while we're focusing our energy over here on Chuks, that right side is still going to be very much unknown early in the season. And that's for me, I'm just like, I don't know how I can have the same level of optimism about them either, just because they haven't done it. They haven't been out there enough.
Not even Trey Turner, though.
My problem is I've watched Trey. I mean, Trey has good moments, sure. And even in practice has good moments. But at the same time, he's had some not so good moments. Once again, for me, it's like I'm not as high on it right now, man. It can get there, but it's going to take regular season. It's here now, right? Regular season is essentially less than 2 weeks away. Yeah. So,
and we don't think a move's
right now, man.
We don't think a move's going to be made.
I don't. Do you? Like, realistically?
I don't know who's available.
Like, I just don't. Number one, in terms of trying to trade for somebody, it would take, like, we would need to use a player to go with it, just because we said draft pick wise, we don't have a lot of that to essentially move around. But then with that, then you got to start talking about the money element as well. Like, okay, well, who's trying to give up a legit starting left tackle or a legit, just a start, not even a Pro Bowl left tackle, just a starting left tackle? Those guys, they cost. So I really don't see them making a move right now. I really don't. Unless, like I said, unless it's a surprise cut, I don't see it happening, man. I think we are going to be riding with Chuks at the beginning part of this thing, man.